Hello students, this is SD Sir again from the Temple of Excellence, Vidyashram Pre-University College, Mysore. Before I start my session, a small quote for you all. Remember, the most important thing in life is not the position where you stand, but it is the direction in which you move. Select a proper direction. Ultimately, you will reach the maximum epic. In today's session, what is that I have in store for you all? A very interesting topic, something called as grouping of capacitors. Here today, we will understand the series combination and the parallel combination of capacitors. Before jumping into that, we will just dream back the things that we studied in our previous session. We studied something called capacitance, crucial definition for my today's class. C equals Q divided by V. We studied what is a capacitor. We told it is an arrangement of two charged conducting plates separated by a small distance. We studied what is dielectric strength, and as aid of all these concepts, now we try to understand a topic called grouping of capacitors. Now, what do I do in this topic called grouping of capacitors? It is simply to understand, given some number of capacitors, what are the different probable ways of connecting them. Aste grouping of capacitors ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡು ಅಥವಾ ಮೂರು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Your syllabus refrains to two combinations, two types of groupings. One is called capacitors in series and the other is called capacitors in parallel. So my first combination today is to understand capacitance in series. So what do I do here? Three beautiful topics. The first topic is to understand how can I connect two capacitors in series. ಈ ಬುಕ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನ್ ಕಲಿತೀವಂದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಎರಡು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಕ್ರೈಟೀರಿಯನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. Then I understand something called effective or equivalent capacitance. I drop in the topic of effective capacitance or equivalent capacitance in today's class, and finally arrive at an expression for effective capacitance. To begin with, we shall first understand what are the two criterions, two conditions which will define capacitors in series. Please to observe this circuit, the first circuit. The previous class I told two parallel lines always indicate the symbol of capacitor. ಇದನ್ನೇನು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? Pictorial representation of capacitor ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಮೊದಲನೆಯ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. I have two capacitors. Please to follow. This is the first capacitor and the second capacitor connected between the points A and B. ಎರಡು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಗಳಿದೆ. First one and second one connected between the points A and B. I will be more specific in saying C1 is the capacitance of the first capacitor and C2 is the capacitance of the second capacitor. So, in detail, I need to say there are two capacitors of capacitance C1 and C2 which are connected in series across the points A and B. So in between those 2 points A and B, I have connected 2 capacitors. In what nature of combination? In series. C1 is the capacitance of the first capacitor and C2 is the capacitance of the second capacitor. And they are connected to a source, battery. Now look at the symbol for the battery. One is a longer line, the other one is a smaller line. So the two capacitors are connected to a battery. My dear friends, now know this V is the potential across the entire circuit. The source, the battery is generating some potential. It is creating some potential for the flow of charges in the circuit. Here V1 is the potential across the first capacitor and V2 is the potential across the second capacitor. ಗಮನಿಸಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, the battery which is the source creates potential. ಆ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ ಒಂದು ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ. ಫಾರ್ ವಾಟ್ ರೀಸನ್? ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಫ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್. And that potential I call as V, which is split into 2 terms. V1, which is the potential across C1, V2, which is the potential across C2. My dear friends, here comes the 2 criterions, the 2 conditions under which capacitors are connected in series. ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ 2 ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸಮಯ ನೀವು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ to know the concept as well as marks. Two conditions under which the capacitors are said to be in series. What is the first condition? Follow here, dear friends. I have not told Q1 is the charge on the first capacitor and Q2 is the charge on the second capacitor. Gamana ittu analyze ಮಾಡಿ. I have never written that Q1 is the charge across C1 or Q2 is the charge across C2. What is that I have simply written? The left plate of both the capacitors have charges plus Q. Kindly concentrate. The left plate of both the capacitors have charge plus Q, and the right plate has charge minus Q, which means the charges stored on both the capacitors is same quantity of charges are stored on both the capacitors. Therefore, a very important criterion, both of them should store the same amount of charges. So please to understand, when I say two capacitors, three capacitors or n capacitors are connected in series, they should store the same amount of charges. So ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೆನಪಿಡಿ, ನೀವು 2, 3 ಅಥವಾ n ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಸ್ನ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ they have to store the same amount of charges. When capacitors are connected in series, you cannot write Q1 across first capacitor, Q2 across second capacitor. Both of them should store the same amount of charges. And again, very importantly, the total potential of the system. I told no, battery is giving me a potential for the flow of charges in the circuit. The total potential of the system should be the sum of the two individual potentials. V should be equal to V1 plus V2. So my dear friends, what are the two conditions for series combination? Both the capacitors connected in series should store the same amount of charges and V should be equal to V1 plus V2. And therefore, this combination is also called end-to-end connection. End-to-end, between 2 points A and B, I have connected the capacitors in series. Fine. So ಈಗ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಎರಡು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಗಳು ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಅವೆರಡೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ವಿ should be equal to V1 plus V2. Dear students, now I need to calculate V1 and V2 in order to get the total potential. How do I do that? If I observe my circuit diagram, I know the charge stored on the capacitors, Q theorem. I know the capacitance across them, C1 across the first, C2 across the second. I need V1 and V2. So which relation should I refer to? Nothing but the relation for capacitance. I want V1 and V2. Hence, I will refer to my expression for capacitance, which told C equals Q divided by V. I want this V, V1 and V2, individual potentials. From this, V becomes equal to C by Q. So what am I doing here? I am calculating individual potentials V1 and V2 in order to arrive at V. So what do I consider? Expression for capacitance, C equals Q divided by V, from which V equals C divided by Q. So what was V1? Q by C1. What was V2? Q divided by C2. Q1 by C1 ಅಥವಾ Q2 by C2 ಯಾಕೆ ಬರೀಲಿಲ್ಲ? Because the two capacitors are connected in series and they should store same amount of charges. Therefore, V1 is Q divided by C1. Potential across the first capacitor, C1 capacitance across it. Q remains the same. V2 equals Q divided by C2. Potential across the second capacitor, C2 capacitance. Again, Q remains the same. So substituting, V was V1 plus V2. So Q by C1 plus Q by C2, or V equals, if you observe, Q is common in the numerator. Taking Q out, it is 1 divided by C1 plus 1 divided by C2, which I call as equation 1. Now, slightly going back to the previous slide where I have drawn my circuits, here I introduce a term called equivalent, or what is also called effective capacitance. If you observe, C1 capacitance across the first capacitor, C2 capacitance across the second capacitor. I say the value of C1 is 1 microfarad. The value of C2 is 2 microfarads. Micro yake? I told farad is a very large unit. I cannot practically use it. So either micro, nano, pico, etc. So I say value of C1 is 1 microfarad. Value of C2 is 2 microfarad. So totally I get a capacitance of 3 microfarad, which means I am using 2 different capacitors which equivalently or effectively gives me a capacitance of 3 microfarad. Instead of that, can I not use a single capacitor which can give me 3 microfarads? Yes, I can surely do that. So what is my 3 microfarad doing? It is performing the same action as my capacitors in series. Therefore, this CS is called equivalent or effective capacitance. Note that word, equivalent or effective capacitance. So what is this equivalent or effective capacitance? Point number 1, it is a single capacitor. Single capacitor which performs the same result as the combination of capacitors in series. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಎರಡು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಗಳು ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನು ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ಇಂದಲೇ ಪಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಆ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ನ ಈಕ್ವಿವಲೆಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ವಿಚ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸೇ it has to store the same amount of charges under the same potential. A CS ittala, what should it do? It should store the same amount of charges under the same potential as my series combination did. ಎರಡು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾಗ ಏನು ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಅಂಡರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್, should happen the same with the equivalent capacitor. So my definition of equivalent capacitor says it is a single capacitor. What should it do? It should store the same amount of charges under the same potential. It has given me the same result as the combination of capacitors. So we say the potential of the equivalent capacitance V equals Q divided by CS. ಮತ್ ಪುನಃ ನೋಡಿ, potential should remain the same. V ನೇ ಇರಬೇಕು. Charge should remain the same. This is the capacitance of the effective capacitor. So when I equate 1 and 2, right hand side of equation 2, Q by CS equals Q 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. Q gets cancelled. So 1 by CS equals 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. Or we also write CS equals C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. ಗಮನಿಸಿ, ಇದು 1 by CS ಅಲ್ಲ, CS. Very important result. When two capacitors are connected in series, CS equals C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. My dear students, if I try to analyze the consequence, when I connect two capacitors in series, should this effective capacitance increase or decrease? ಎರಡು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೇತು ಬಂಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಅಥವಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಶೋಸ್ ದ ರೆಸಿಪ್ರೋಕಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ effective capacitance. 1 by CS, understand, it is the reciprocal of the effective capacitance is always the sum of the reciprocals of the individual capacitance. ನೋಡಿ, ರೆಸಿಪ್ರೋಕಲ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್. ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ or decrease the effective capacitance of a combination, how do I connect the capacitors? Viva practical exams al kelbodu. It is always in series. So 1 by Cs equals 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 in series, very clearly depicting that effective capacitance decreases. The second combination, I have made something absurd so that you can follow clearly and avoid confusion in the exam. What is that? If you can analyze this slide. My dear students, illu capacitance in series ಅಂತ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಹಿಂದೆ ಏನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ? Please to understand, now I study something called capacitance in parallel. Why have I made this absurdness? For you all to follow. I wanted it to be highlighted in writing. Why? My next session and in the exam, frequently they ask a question. Deduce an expression for effective capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. ನೀವು ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ ನೋಡೋದೇ ತಡ ಈ ಡೆರಿವೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ನನಗೆ ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮೇಷ್ಟ್ರು ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಬರ್ದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರಿಟನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್ to derive an expression for effective capacitance when two capacitors are connected in parallel, this derivation holds good. Our parallel plate, ಆ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, parallel plate capacitor ಅಂತ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it is the next derivation that you have to follow. Now my book work is restricted only to the parallel combination of capacitors. Again, what do I learn here? Two conditions under which capacitors are connected in parallel. Equivalent capacitance for parallel combination and the effective capacitance in parallel. Very similar to whatever I have done previously. Perhaps you should be in a position to derive it by yourself. Again, I consider two capacitors. Kindly concentrate here. Two capacitors. What is the capacitance of the first one? C1. What is the capacitance of the second one? C2. And I say these two capacitors are connected in parallel. Now they are connected in parallel between the points A and B. But unlike my previous circuit, previous slide, now I have told Q1 is the charge stored on the first capacitor and Q2 is the charge stored on the second capacitor. Series combination ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ? Any number of capacitors, charge stored should be the same. Now it is parallel. So it is Q1 across the first capacitor, Q2 across the second capacitor. But observe, now I have not shown splitting of potentials. V is the potential across both the capacitors, which means the very first condition for parallel combination is potential across the capacitors should remain the same. If they are connected in series, remember students, charge stored on each capacitor remains same. If they are connected in parallel, potential across each capacitor should remain the same. And now we say Q equals Q1 plus Q2. Total charge of the system is the sum of the two individual charges on the capacitors. So when two capacitors are connected in parallel, what should happen? Potential across each capacitor should remain the same, and Q equals Q1 plus Q2, which means again I have to calculate the individual charges to get back my total charge. Same expression, basic definition of capacitance. C equals Q by V. So what is Q? C into V. So charge stored on a capacitor is the product of capacitance and voltage across that capacitor. Q is C into V. So what is Q1? C1 V. Why not V1? They are connected in parallel. Potential should remain same. And Q2 is C2 into V. Parallel combination. Potential remains same. So Q1 is C1V. Q2 is C2V. So what is Q? C1 V plus C2V. Q1 plus Q2. V common agide alva. So it becomes C1 plus C2. Now, again going back to the definition of equivalent or effective capacitors in parallel, which is the same. Here again, it is a single capacitor. What should it do? The same result or same combination of two capacitors in parallel. Again, here it is a single capacitor which yields the same impact as the two capacitors in parallel. What was that impact? Again, it should store the same charge under the same potential. So that means again Q equals V into Cp. Charges on the equivalent capacitor Q same as the combination. Potential V same as the combination Cp. So when I equate equation 1 and 2, Cp equals C1 plus C2. Seriously, Cs was C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. Parallel it is C1 plus C2. Again, if I analyze this, see it is directly Cp equals C1 plus C2. Is the effective capacitance now increasing or decreasing? Very clearly it is increasing. It is the sum of the individual capacitance, which means when two capacitors are connected in parallel, effective capacitance increases. In series, effective capacitance decreases. My dear students, note this very carefully, because in my master chapter, I will discuss about resistors in series and parallel the same way, but where you understand that the conditions for series resistors and parallel resistors get inverted to that of a capacitor. So please to understand this very clearly, very thoroughly before I could go into the resistors. Now, the last part here, we will study the uses of capacitors. Where and all we have used capacitors. Previous session ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಟಿವಿ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್, ಟಿವಿ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅಂತ ತೆಗೆದು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾರಾದರೂ, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಡೂ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಅಂಟಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ capacitors. First, they are used in filter circuits to reduce AC components. Next chapters you study things called rectification. I need to filter a circuit. So capacitor is used as one of a component of that filter circuit. Again, they are used in oscillatory circuits. Oscillatory sources, high frequency energy sources ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. There again in those oscillatory circuits you use capacitors. As I told, variable capacitors are used in TV and radio circuits. Finally, they're used in motors or fans to suppress any change of voltage. Feeder lines in the domestic purpose, for household purpose, there will be rated voltage values. If there is any variation in that, my electronic components may blow off. So to suppress that voltage change, I use capacitors in motors of fans. My dear students, hope you have appreciated this session. Please do practice capacitors in series and parallel. They are evident 3-mark questions. And my final session on this chapter will be the parallel plate capacitor, what I mentioned, its capacitance and energy stored in a capacitor. Hope you practice hard. I keep on saying nature and hard work has no substitute. Let us meet in the next session. Until then, stay safe. Thank you.